Ever pondered what makes our planet unique in the vast universe? It's the existence of the mighty oceans covering 71% of the Earth's surface. Imagine an enormous interconnected body of water, stretching out as far as the eye can see, teeming with a multitude of life forms. This is no fantasy, it's the reality of our Earth's oceans, the largest ecosystem on our planet. Beneath the surface of these vast expanses of water, a world full of wonder reveals itself. From the tiniest microscopic plankton to the largest creature on Earth, the blue whale, the oceans are home to a diverse range of species. And here's something to blow your mind. We've only explored about 5% of the underwater world. That leaves an astounding 95% still waiting to be discovered. But the importance of the oceans extends far beyond their role as a haven for biodiversity. They're also a significant source of the oxygen we breathe. Tiny marine plants called phytoplankton produce about half of the world's oxygen through photosynthesis. That's right, every second breath you take, you can thank the oceans. Now let's consider the role of oceans in the water cycle, an essential process that provides fresh water to the land and atmosphere. The sun's heat causes water to evaporate from the ocean surface, forming clouds. These clouds eventually release precipitation, replenishing water in lakes, rivers, and aquifers. Without the oceans, the water cycle would come to a grinding halt, leading to dire consequences for all life on Earth. Reflecting on these facts, it becomes apparent that oceans are not just large bodies of water. They are the cradle of life, the lungs of our planet, and the engine that drives the water cycle. They are a testament to the intricate balance of nature and an embodiment of the interconnectedness of all life forms. So, it's clear that oceans are not just vast bodies of water, but they're the lifeblood of our planet. Did you know that our oceans play a pivotal role in regulating the Earth's climate? They act like a giant sponge, soaking up the heat from the sun and distributing it around our planet. This is a crucial aspect of how our global climate functions. Imagine the Earth without its oceans. It would be a world of extremes with scorching heat at the equator and freezing cold at the poles. Thankfully, we have the oceans to moderate these extremes. They do this through a complex system of currents, like a vast conveyor belt that transfers heat from the equator to the poles. Picture warm water from the equator being carried by currents towards the poles. As this warm water travels, it cools down, sinks, and is replaced by more warm water from the equator. This continuous process helps to distribute heat around the world, maintaining a balance that allows for the diverse climates and ecosystems we see on Earth. But the oceans don't just regulate temperature. They also help control the amount of carbon dioxide, a potent greenhouse gas, in our atmosphere. You see, when carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere, a significant portion of it is absorbed by the oceans. In fact, our oceans have absorbed about 1/3 of the carbon dioxide produced by human activities since the start of the Industrial Revolution. This absorption of carbon dioxide helps to slow down the rate of global warming. However, this absorption is not without its consequences. The more carbon dioxide the oceans absorb, the more acidic they become. This process, known as ocean acidification, threatens the health of marine life and ecosystems. So just as our bodies rely on our hearts to pump blood and regulate our internal temperature, our Earth relies on its oceans. They help to distribute heat, moderate our climate, and even control the amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. Indeed, without our oceans, the Earth's climate would be drastically different, and life as we know it could cease to exist. So let's appreciate the vital role our oceans play and do our part to protect them. Oceans are not just crucial for marine life, but they also sustain human life in several ways. From the salty air that fills our lungs on a beach vacation, to the seafood that graces our dinner tables, the ocean's bounty is deeply woven into our everyday lives. Imagine for a moment a world without fish. For millions of people worldwide, this is not a mere thought experiment, but a very real, tangible fear. Our oceans serve as a vast, living pantry, providing a rich source of protein that sustains communities both large and small. It's not just about the catch of the day at your local seafood restaurant, it's about the livelihoods of those who brave the waves each day, casting their nets in the hope of a good haul. But the economic impact of our oceans extends far beyond the fishing industry. Consider tourism. Pristine beaches, breathtaking coral reefs, and the simple allure of the sea draw millions of visitors each year, fueling local economies and creating jobs in hospitality, retail, and countless other sectors. Then, there are the industries that might not spring to mind immediately when you think of the ocean. Maritime transport, for example, is a vital artery of global trade, with around 90% of the world's goods transported by sea at some point. From the clothes we wear to the gadgets we can't live without, the sea plays a crucial role in bringing the world to our doorstep. And let's not forget about renewable energy. The relentless ebb and flow of the tides, the unending dance of the waves, and the ceaseless whisper of the offshore wind all hold immense potential for power generation. Harnessing these forces could pave the way for a cleaner, more sustainable future. From the food on our plates to the energy that powers our homes, oceans contribute significantly to human life and livelihood. So the next time you find yourself standing on a beach looking out at the vast expanse of water before you, take a moment to consider just how much we owe to our oceans. Despite their immense importance, our oceans are under threat. But what exactly are these threats? Let's take a deep dive into the issues. First off, pollution is one of the major culprits. Every year, millions of tons of plastics find their way into our oceans, causing harm to marine life and ecosystems. These plastics don't just disappear, they break down into microplastics that are ingested by marine species, entering the food chain and ultimately impacting us. Moreover, oil spills and industrial waste spillage further contribute to the degradation of the marine environment. Next, we have overfishing. It's not just about depleting our source of seafood. Overfishing disrupts the delicate balance of the ocean's ecosystems. When too many fish are removed from the ocean, it creates a ripple effect that can lead to the collapse of entire marine ecosystems. Lastly, there's climate change. Rising sea temperatures, driven by our continued reliance on fossil fuels, have led to the bleaching of coral reefs, some of the most diverse and crucial ecosystems on the planet. These reefs provide a home for a quarter of all marine species, and their loss would be catastrophic. The consequences of these threats are dire. The loss of biodiversity in our oceans is not just about losing beautiful and fascinating creatures. It's about the potential collapse of ecosystems that millions of people rely on for their livelihoods, food, and protection against natural disasters. The bleaching of coral reefs is another major concern. Bleached reefs lose their vibrant colors and the diverse marine life they support. This not only affects the aesthetic beauty of our oceans, but also the livelihoods of those who depend on these reefs for tourism and fishing. The threats our oceans face are enormous and can have disastrous consequences for our planet and our future. But remember, it's not too late to turn the tide. In our next segment, we'll explore some of the ways we can protect and preserve our precious oceans. Stay tuned. Our oceans are in peril, but it's not too late to reverse the damage. But how do we protect our oceans? Protection and conservation of our oceans require a multifaceted approach. It's not just about one solution, but a combination of many. Let's dive into some of the ways we can help safeguard these vital ecosystems. Firstly, reducing pollution is crucial. Oceans are the final destination for much of the world's waste, with plastic pollution being a major concern. We can combat this by reducing our use of single-use plastics, recycling whenever possible, and participating in local beach cleanups. It's a simple way to make a big difference. Secondly, promoting sustainable fishing is of utmost importance. Overfishing is depleting fish populations faster than they can recover, disrupting the balance of marine ecosystems. Supporting sustainable fishing practices helps to ensure that we have fish for the future and healthy oceans. Look for certifications of sustainability when buying seafood, and consider reducing your seafood consumption. Thirdly, mitigating climate change is vital. Our oceans absorb a significant portion of the world's carbon dioxide, helping to regulate our climate. However, this is leading to ocean acidification, which harms marine life. By reducing our carbon footprint, we can help slow the rate of climate change and lessen the impacts on our oceans. This could mean using public transportation, reducing energy use, or supporting renewable energy sources. Lastly, it's essential that we all take action. This isn't just a job for scientists or politicians, it's a job for all of us. Educate yourself about the issues facing our oceans. Spread the word. Advocate for policies that protect our oceans. Every little bit helps. Remember, every small action counts. Together we can protect our oceans and ensure a sustainable future for our planet.